What's up, Bears fans? It's Bellissimo, as you can see. We're going to be looking at the Bears' offense against the Lions' defense. What went right, crucially, at the start and why? What did I like about what the Bears were doing? Then what went wrong and, crucially, why? We're going to be looking at discovering it and going along together. So I hope you're able to join me. We're going to get straight into the tape. I don't tend to waste too much time on this channel, so we're going to get straight into it. One thing I would like to put on the text is we'll just put this on, that's what we're talking about today. And the other reminder I'd like to put on there is just this at the bottom of the screen. So if you do like anything, if you want to put any comments, if you want to let me know anything, but you can do so in the comments, or you can join me live. I'd welcome you to join me live. Always try and be as interactive as possible. So without further ado, as everyone tends to say, we're going to get straight into tape. I'll let it roll through, just the basic play, and then we'll go back and we'll look at what I like and what I didn't like and why. I mean, I think everyone remembers this one, particularly if you've seen the Tim Jennings breakdown or the JT O'Sullivan breakdown. There's lots of stuff to like on this play particularly. So first things first, we always do a bit of teaching. So it looks like too high initially. What I always tend to say is look at the relationship between the DBs and the corners. If it's an inside alignment, it tends to be, generally speaking, more of a man, particularly when it's doubled up on inside alignments. This looks like man to this side. We've got an outside shade that side, and obviously we've got what the Lions ran a lot was a 5-man front, which we're going to get into. 2 linebackers are in nickel, as you can see. As you see before the snap, we get one rolling down, one rolling back. So it looks like one high now. Obviously 2 receivers this side, halfback in the backfield. Cole Kmet, Equinemius sent man to the top of the screen. So first things first on the snap. Yeah, the snap location, pretty good on that one. It's that sort of RPO look. You can see Fields, generally speaking, if it's RPO, you'd be reading that side, not the other. And obviously this is the free man, which means this is now potentially, could we possibly have a hot route straight off there? Because if we're calling blitz, obviously it's in Lions, so it's in their stadium, so it's going to be very, very loud. But if we're calling blitz from this side, then this potentially could be a hot route. So just come here and sit maybe, because that's a runoff, and then it means linebacker's going to go over the top, but we don't have that. What I do like is this is a great block by Deonta Foreman, because he spins, you see him just wash him round the back. Fields does great in stepping up. Eyes are always downfield. Mooney, like I said, off that hot read, I mean, initially you could call like a hot throw here straight away, just a one-step throw. Linebacker comes out towards him, and Mooney gets around the back. So it is actually middle of the field open, cover 2, as you see. So potentially, you could argue you could get there, but quite clearly, you can see it's a bit of a mess here on the screen. You can see that they're going to be. Thank you, Foster. It's great to. Hopefully, my face isn't too ugly on the big TV, but so as you can see that maybe the reason why he doesn't throw it here over the middle of the field to Mooney, cover 2 open, middle of the field open, is because there's literally he's having to make a decision on is he going to step up, and quite clearly he has to. So as you see, steps up, keeps square to the line of scrimmage zone. You can see now we've got sort of 2 in-breaking routes. So again, I'd encourage you to go to JT O'Sullivan's and the other Jennings, the other QB breakdown. He's discussed these routes. What I like is that Fields does press up. We've walled off to that side, gives himself some open space. What I love here is look how alert DJ Moore is in coming back. So he's run sort of a deep dig, and we've got like a post over the middle. And he's coming back as soon as he sees Fields get out in the open. And Fields, he's got a lot of room to run here potentially. He's only got 2 people to block him, but he sees, get it there the quickest way possible. And that's a fantastic throw against his body. Just the cornerback basically being alive to that means that he was able to get it. But again, watch Foreman, because we're going to get a blitzer from off screen. The DB is going to blitz from off screen. Foreman's going to come over here, hit him, and then roll him around to the outside. Obviously, we've got Darnell Wright and Hutchinson, had him in his back pocket all day, apart from the very last play of the game. But he's doubling down, as you can see here. Just get my other tool on. Got a double there, single there. Tevin's got the option to go either way, so nearest threat. So we do get, what looks like an inside rush here with the blitzer on the outside. Does Braxton need to go on the inside there, or should he be having a look on the outside as well? His head's inside. He's not really looking at the outside. Look at Foreman. Cole Kmet doing a great job here against Hutchinson, really holding his own. Great contact, first of all. So he's coming into sprint, and this is Branch, who blitzes pretty well. And look at Foreman just pushing around the back of the pocket. Lucas Patrick a little bit grubby there, but Fields comes out, and then there you see, there's DJ Moore. Look at Fields. Just you see how square he's got his hips at the line of scrimmage. He's got his hips square, shoulder square. Gets his back hip out of the way. That's the most important thing. Get that back hip out of the way so he can have rotation. Watch him pull that back hip out of the way. And then what the most important thing is when you get the arm, actually not that it's low in the slot, which is where it is. It's that part there where your arm is coming to a straight position and you're getting the rotation on the ball. So what you want to look for is the spiral on this ball. And as you see, thrown against your body on the run, that's a really nice spiral. Yes, it's a short pass. That's for someone who's got issues with his grip on his thumb because he injured his thumb, a few weeks before. That's pretty good work. And a decent work by the DB, but we get the first down as DJ Moore illustrated. There's that block again by Foreman. That's really, really good work from a halfback. And also, here, one-on-one with one of the better DNs. But we blocked up pretty nicely there. When you get a loop stunt round the back, so as 54 comes round the back, Patrick's a little bit late to it. Jenkins comes in and gets him. Gets into the middle. They do a pretty good job there. But look at Foreman. Drives his man into the turf. Great job. Fields gets himself out. Then we see DJ Moore come and turn. Because normally he'd follow him across the field, but he sees the backer coming. And he just says, okay, I'm just going to sit. I'm just going to sit right there. And look at Fields, open the hips, get his body out of the way. Fantastic throw. So a lot to like on that play, particularly. Like I say, there are other breakdowns where they're looking, specifically at quarterback play. They're ex-quarterbacks in the NFL. I suggest you go watch their breakdowns. I'm going to talk about not just the quarterback play, but coverages. Maybe do, hopefully illustrate what I'm seeing and why I'm seeing it and what I'm thinking. So this is a bit of a feature all day long, really. Looking at the amount of people who got in the box, I mean, quite clearly, 10, and that's a DB, that's a tight end. That shows you it's zoned to this side of the field, probably. Could it be one of these rolled cover twos? Possibly. 3 linebackers or a safety and 2 linebackers, so it's nickel. But look, they've actually got 5 down linemen. So that's Aquara the edge, Hutchinson the edge, and then 3 down linemen. So they're expecting run. I mean, why not? Because at the end of the day, we've got 3 tight ends and 1 back on the field. So you would expect. It was Foster. It was. I mean, there's no denying the defense failed. The defense were failed in the coverage. I'm going to do the defense in the video separately, and I'm going to give you the reasons why I think the defense struggled late on. It's a consistent theme with the Bears, sadly, but there goes the motion. What does the motion tell you? Well, you see just a shift and a rotation on the line. So it really does confirm, certainly to this half of the field, certainly to this half of the field, this top area here, that looks like zone, and we look like, again, outside alignment, so potentially zone, could be cover 3, could be cover 3. We'll see. But what the most, 5 at the line and another 4 in the box behind. 9 against 7. It's going to be tough to run. Particularly, the zoom, I'm told the zoom might be working. So we'll see if we can zoom. No, it's not going to. Oh dear, that's not what we want, is it? Open that playback. Yeah, that's a bit too much of a zoom. Just roll into it, get into it. So as we see the snap, so the ball comes up. Let's see if the zoom actually works. No, that's definitely not working. The wonders of being live. It's fantastic. Well, we're not going to use the zoom. Anyway, I mean, you can quite clearly see Lucas Patrick with a snap in. Fields is having to go up, take one off the backboard. Right there is about the highest it gets. I mean, you can see how high off the ground that is. So first of all, he's having to gather the ball. Okay, in terms of routes, what do we have on? I'm really struggling to sort of see what the design of this 3 tight end release was. What I think he's expecting, because this to me looks like it's supposed to be mesh. It looks like Tonyan's supposed to go across there because he almost runs into Campbell, and I think we're supposed to get like that kind of thing coming on, but we don't. We get Lewis getting there, we get Komet sort of there, we get to. So it's a levels concept basically, which is what I've been saying that the Bears should run, but we're doing it with 3 tight ends to make things a bit better for Fields. What you want to do is, and I talk about it all the time, is you have levels, and that's levels to this side. So there's 2 ways you can do it. I mean, obviously you can have short, intermediate, and long, and then you've got 1 DB if it's in zone. You're making him make a decision: is he going to go deep? In which case you throw that, or you throw this, or is he going to sort of come down on that, and that's going to roll over the top? In which case, you look at whichever of these 2 options here is going to be better, because if he rolls down, then you take the deep one. If he's sort of staying deep, then you take the intermediate because this guy's come up here, and so on and so forth. So that's what a levels concept is. You can do it. So where Komet's doing that and you've got Tonyan doing that, that's what you call then an east-west flood. So I like it particularly when you've got routes that have got some sort of man beater, either off this stack alignment from tight ends here. You've got levels concepts as well. So design-wise, Komet just comes and sits. Tonyan is literally running straight into the linebacker. I'm not sure what that's about. Foreman actually has got a step on Aquara, who's a D end by trade. But that's a good decision, I think, early on, because, you could throw, that's a far field throw, and you've got your DB is ready to undercut that. That's definitely not on there. So really, that is the only option that's on. And again, Fields gets to it, pretty quick. And then the ball's out very quick. On to Komet. First down. Arena allergic to slants. Our defense is taken away from us. No, they're not. Their defense is not taking it away from us. Slants are slants. It depends what you get. What I love about this is look at the protection. 5 man up front. Particularly watch. And I'm not going to say too much, but watch Tevin here. I'm just going to roll into it. They were very sort of run blitz, pass blitz heavy. I mean, he gets beaten with an inside swim there early, really, if anything, Tev. He gets beaten with that sort of that. It's almost like a hezzy to the outside. It's almost like a hezzy move with that chop club. So that's that sort of chop club. This is the pass rush move, basically, that we've seen 91 making move. But then Tev gets his mitts into him and just says, just have a sit down, fella. That's a great throw by Fields, and it's a good move by Komet. So I mean, that's in the slant area. Yeah, DJ was on the far left, but I mean, there's, as I say, you get this guy who rolls down, and it really is potential sort of pick six. Sorry, I think it's this guy actually. He sort of robs the slant to that side. You see him robbing the slant to that side. I mean, Fields is looking that way to DJ Moore. So I think the first read is left to right. I think it is DJ Moore to start off with because he knows he's got him in man. But Fields is saying, well, I'm not going to throw that because I'm going to have to throw it low and hard. And ultimately, you got someone running off the slant. You got Mercedes Lewis running deep. That's sort of a hitch. And I think this is supposed to be either a whip like that or a sit behind, but he just runs into him but then doesn't return. So I'm not sure what Tonyan's move is because he doesn't get away from it. But again, that I mean, look at that was just basic. This is real speed. Look, you want to talk about a fast motion? People say, Fields has got too slow a motion. Okay, you tell me, is that a slow motion? Ball's right on him, able to get him turned, get upfield. Good first down. Evening, Cornelius. Great to see you in the chat live. Thank you very much for joining me. And it's all the usuals I see time and time again. I can't thank you enough, guys. You just you're great. But it's always great to have people live because it's someone to interact with as well. So getting into it, obviously information's there on the screen. I'm not going to read it out again. We'll let it roll into it. You can see it's later in the drive. And this, again, I keep telling people, look at the alignment. Look at the alignment, and particularly, where you've got an isolated receiver, DJ Moore, and you've got safety rolling over the top. Then, are you potentially, they're showing too high initially, but are you potentially going to be looking at, are you going to get a man with safety on DJ Moore? So the motion out to win. With it being Cole Kmet on the outside, if it's a cornerback on the outside, that tells you it is zoned to that side of the field. You see him come to in line, and then the safety rolls down a bit, and this one rolls back a bit, and then you've got outside alignment. So this, to me, suggests we're probably going to have a match with the safety. So a lot of people call it rubber. I call it, so he's going to be basically, if there was an inside threat, he will then take him in man. You get one over the top, and then you're left like cover three. I'm guessing it's going to be, but we'll see. And as he goes past the centre, though, looks like that's converted to a blitz this side to me. And it's a toss. And you see Braxton leaves, gets an inside move from there. It just, because he's in such a rush to get outside, he never gets back inside. But anyway, he takes that inside move, but it's a toss to the outside. It ends up working okay because he just seals it to the inside then. And we're going to get Blazing Game in through there. Foreman now has the option, do I push it wide or do I cut back? Because with this being walled off here, really, we've got this this is going to be potentially, if this block here, Blazing Game, turns to a kick out, you can go behind them because I always say run between the cheeks. So if you see a butt cheek facing this way, you see a butt cheek facing that way of your blockers, you split them, you go up the middle. That's what... a lot of people don't particularly. You see, Foreman just basically, for me, he just presses it a little bit. As you see Blazing Game come up and take on the block, which Campbell does a really good job sort of stonewalling him there. For me, if Foreman at this point here cuts back, he's got a better run. But, either push it to the outside or you drift slow, then accelerate. But he just sort of goes one speed, goes for the hole at the end of the day and takes what he gets, which is, it's a decent run. But I thought it could have been a little bit better. You're going to see this inside move here on Braxton Jones. And he just goes, but that means that at this point, like I say, it just then turns into a seal block. So then you can see Blazing Games coming up. He's going to take on Campbell. He's a big dude and fast. That's a real serious collision. But as you see here now, Foreman's really already made up his mind. It's too late. If he hesitates and just drifts like you do on a toss normally, then you've got the option to cut back. But because he's gone a little bit too quick and he's too close to these blocks already, he's got to go there or bounce it to the outside. He's not really from that position going to cut back this way, which is where he's got, people walled off. Idea to get back in there. Anyway, I'm splitting hairs, but decent blocking up front. Look at it from the backfield now. So there goes. So it's a hesitation and then go again. Because what we're going to see is once he goes past the centre, what happens to these linemen? Do they split and move? As you see, they don't move. So now in terms of, again, numbers, we've got a fullback going to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4 with, fullback 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have the numbers advantage. So by all means, we just got to block it up then. We miss that completely. We get a good double there. That's nice. That's sealed. Tev then needs to go down to probably Anzalone, which let's see if he gets to Anzalone. He just gets his feet just tied up a little bit there. You see he's tripping over his leg a little bit. But then once you get this here, you see this? You see it's appeared? That's what I'm talking about. He's just a little bit too quick to get up to here. And, you know, where on the drawing, where it's supposed to go, which is up there. Just a little bit too quick for that. And he has this cutback lane right here. But, you know, in hindsight's 50-50. At the end of the day, Foreman does a good enough job, 6-7 yards. You take that. So rolling into it. So your thoughts so far on what you're seeing on the tape, guys? Let it run through. So again, you know, I always say to people, you know, what is the motion telling you? So we're seeing a lot of movement. You see 32 is Branch, I believe, he's a safety, isn't he? So he's going with DJ Moore in man. And then you get 21 replaced on the other side where the tight end is. Then Scott goes in, and then this really doesn't know, Akuda doesn't really know where he's going, to be honest. Yeah, that's what I've put on the old the clickbait thumbnail. So again, outside alignments that suggests zone, but I mean obviously on the inside, the movement, the motion showed you we've got some sort of man. So I think they're probably running match. So again, there goes Scott to the backside. He's going to become a blocker on Hutchinson. Pete gets it, but what I do like here is, I don't know if you notice, you've got Komet going that way, Mooney going that way, and DJ Moore coming across. So this is what I call, this is the levels here. So, Komet, Mooney, DJ Moore. So you've got levels high-low for that side, and you've got outside alignments. You've got him beating man. So DJ Moore's got his guy beating man. So he's going to be going across. So then you've got on this same plane here, so if it's depth, that depth there, you've then got Komet's leaving, and Jones, DJ Moore is going into that area afterwards. So that's what you call it, east-west flood, and then you've got levels concept here with Mooney going over the top. As you see, he's going corner. Komet's there. DJ Moore is kind of going there. So you've got 1, 2, 3. Only problem is you got Scott trying to block Hutchinson. And as we see everyone vacating, and you can still already see it because Justin Fields has already seen it. Look, we've got all these dudes over here in a big pile. They really didn't know what they were doing in coverage. So now we've got 1, 2, 3 people out on the route. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how you know that they didn't know what they were covering. Field sees it and he says, okay, I reckon I can get pretty close to the goal line here. And this is what you don't get with other QBs. They just don't have that ability to be able to just put the foot in the ground and go like that. So again, the motions really do sort of like, they're like, oh my God, what am I doing? You got this one's talking to Akuda and they're not really sure where they're going. No one's really sure where they're going. Zone action away. So that's zone action away. There's that drag. There's that zone action. Scott's going to come from behind here, but he's going to then end up blocking. Komet's block and release. You see him go, and then 21's following him, and then we've got this guy, Akuda's running, sprinting over the top because you see Scott going, and then he realises, oh God, Scott's not there anymore. He's stopped, and DJ Moore's going to clear over the back of him, and Fields has said, no, I've seen that massive gap. I'm going to come and take this. Damn close to scoring. Still gets a cheap shot at the end. He's quite clearly sliding, and then is it Pascal? 93, this dude. Watch at the end of the play. There goes Fields. Here comes Pascal sliding. Knees into his back. Still, if you get away with it, you get away with it. This play is not going to show up on most people's breakdowns. It is going to show up on mine because I think this is really, really, really well designed and really, really well blocked. In terms of numbers, obviously it's goal line. They're in zero. I mean, you can quite clearly see they're in zero. They're just basically, we're going to come. But what you got to do here is, as an offensive line, you got to come off the line. Watch these dudes over here. So in fact, let's just highlight that whole side. I mean, look at that. That really is a thing of beauty. And Foreman here, you see, he's designed to kind of go this way. But he just says, look at how my guys on the right-hand side of the line are coming off the ball. It doesn't get any easier than that. And Equanimous St. Brown, actually, with a good block, gets two. He gets a twofer. So just all round, it's not. So at my show, Fields must be special and they never flag anyone. Yeah, he doesn't get any protection whatsoever. Look at that. That really is a thing of beauty. Nate Davis. So you got Patrick there, Nate Davis, Darnell Wright, and here is Mercedes Lewis, and the guy's been in the league. What is it, 17 years now? Look at the way he's blocking that, just crushing his man. Look at this. Look at this double here. Well, so first of all, please watch that, okay? We're going to roll through it. Look at the movement. Get off the ball. And then Darnell Wright one-on-one. Look at him just absolutely muscle him off the line of scrimmage. And then Lewis, one-on-one with the linebacker. I think that, I'm not sure who that is, but in fact, it might be Campbell. Just gets his head and just walks him off. And then look at St. Brown, Equanimous St. Brown. Gets the two for both the DBs. Drives them off the line. And look at that for Deonta Foreman. You're going to tell me we couldn't have gone for it on 4th down, 4th and 1? You got plays like that. I love the little shove at the end there by Mercedes Lewis as well. Fantastic. That's attitude right there. Yeah, to be honest, Foster, I mean, I think we probably could have put you on a sled and dragged you into the end zone if you couldn't run in yourself. You could probably fall into that end zone from there. So yeah, it's a play that, again, I don't think too many people are going to make it very much of it. This really sort of, so again, bunch formation. Why do we do a bunch formation? And quite clearly you see that what you tend to get is either, very much outside, very much over the top, one up front, in which case they'll try and get a jam at the line of scrimmage. Or you'll literally have them all at the line of scrimmage. That's what people tend to do. And what you tend to say is it'll be matched. So whoever comes inside, so whichever the way these release, if he goes inside first, he'll take him. If he goes inside, he'll take him. If he comes around the back and inside, he'll take him, something like that. So you always get some sort of switch type, one will go in front, one will come behind, one, etc. You get a lot of variation on providing this dude doesn't stop you. So that's important, that side. Cole Kmet to this side. But as you quite clearly see here, Deonta Foreman is down here. Nobody has noticed that Foreman is there. So just watch what Fields does, because this is super smart. He's motioning back into the backfield because he's supposed to come to the backfield. But he says, okay, I'm not really getting any pre-snap information by who should be over there, because at the moment, no one's over there. So he says, no, Foreman, just go back. Let's see who goes. And then the linebacker comes with him. And then as soon as Fields sees the linebacker come with him, he knows he's got man. He says, right, back in you come. I know I've got man. And then you see all the communication with the lineman. And this is with, what's his name? The new center. Oh God, I did a video on him. Mullets McGee, I think I'm going to call him because he's got great mullets. But he does a really good job here, the centre. That's a great snap. So again, in terms of that stack release I was talking about, it's like a hesitation, go on the outside, DJ Moore to the outside, and then you get like this rub around the back. It's getting DJ Moore free at the end of the day. But remember I spoke to you about this east-west flood. Because we've got man, and we know that Anzalone is technically got Foreman. Foreman's coming out here, which means 32 is on Komet. So what we do have here is that, and then DJ Moore going there, Mooney down there, and then you've got Komet up in this sort of, this flag route. Not Komet, Tonyan up in the flat route. And again, people talk about Justin Fields doesn't read it fast enough. He doesn't make quick decisions. That's hitch, throw. On the money, 4th down, converted. Look at that. And to be honest, you see where this mesh is? This is the man beater. That's the mesh that I talked about earlier. So Tonyan's going to that. We're getting Mooney out in front with a mesh with Komet going underneath. So they're going to get a rub there if it's man. All of this is man beater. That's man beater. And that's man beater. And to be honest, all of them are on. Komet's on. So all of these three, for me, are on. But take it to your playmaker. First down. Yeah, Dan Feeney. I guess we're never going to know at the end of the day. He's on a different team now. But Doug Kramer, I think, should get a look. But Feeney, I thought, played pretty well at centre. I mean, he's not a centre by trade. He's a guard originally by trade, but good work there. People are saying Fields doesn't make quick decisions, doesn't get the ball out quick enough. You tell me. Put it in the comments. Which plays you liked, which plays you didn't, what you agree with, what you don't. It's all good. Okay, so again, I'll talk about it ad nauseum, alignment. What's it telling you in terms of coverage? It looks like cover 6, if I'm going to be honest. So cover 4 to this side. So like cover 4, but then cover 2 here is what it looks like. Pre-snap information. We've got no motion, I don't think. And there's that backside wham. I mean, this is just... It's just a mess. Mooney, at the end of the day, has got... You see, he's looking to the inside, and the DB's on a blitz. And then Scott's like, okay, now I don't know I'm blocking. Mooney's like, well, okay, that's not really my man, but I'm going to try and get him because he's most dangerous. He's on a run blitz. I can't get a piece of him. It's just absolute foobar. And to be honest, running with 2 Smurfs as you guys blocking when they've got Branch, who's a safety, up at the line of scrimmage, if you don't think a safety is going to be blitzing when he's playing over a wide receiver, I don't know what to tell you and then Komet, and it's just an absolute effing mess. This is what I don't like about Getz. There's too much of this where it's just a calamity of what's going on in the backfield. And I think it's maybe because he's putting too many plays in each week. So, we're zoning to this way. We get a slant move. That really causes a problem there. So then we're going to get here. And then Komet's going to come here. He's going to trip over his feet. Fields is going to pivot. He's going to slightly trip over Foreman's foot just there. You see he's falling over. Branch is on a blitz anyway, run blitz, because they're slanting basically. So this is a pre-called blitz. That's what it is. It's a pre-called blitz. The tight end's going away. They've got exactly the look that they wanted on defense for this particular blitz. Fields is turning away, so he can't see what's going. He can't just sort of pull it and go. He's on the floor anyway. Komet tries to, he did this at least four times, where he tried to cut block Hutchinson. Now, I wouldn't mind, but we've seen Komet in line with Hutchinson get his own way one-on-one in a run block situation. It's just too cute. It's just too much movement with a line that hasn't really played together that much. You get one thing that happens, which is just basically a run blitz to that side, and it just turns into this because they haven't worked it enough. They haven't worked it together enough. No one knows who they're blocking. You got three people all over. This guy could have made the tackle. This guy could have made the tackle. It's just an absolute mess. Getsy just getting a little bit too cute for me. It's out of the pistol as well, which, again, if you're going to have Fields turn his back on the defense, I don't really want to see it out of pistol. I'd rather see him from under centre because then it does have more subterfuge. Oh, that's a word for you, subterfuge. Don't hear that in very many breakdowns. Okay, so into the second quarter, motion from Tonyan. What's the motion from Tonyan telling you? Well, at the end of the day, Tonyan was about outside most man, and then Okuda was on the outside there. So it looks like, again, probably cover 3 or cover 1 man. I would say more likely to be cover 3 because of how far off the line, and we're up here. So this is likely to be possible man on man. And then you'd say sort of cover 3 or cover 2. So that side motion comes in, he goes, settles on the line. Again, just, check the numbers and how closely aligned we are as well. Even the wide receiver is like, what, maybe 4-5 yards off the tight end. Yeah, there's no way Kmet can sit there. He's motioned as a wham to the backside. He can't do that. Field showed leadership. Well, yeah, I agree. Blitz again. This really is harem scarum stuff. And again, a lot of people. What makes this look worse is that Mercedes Lewis is actually going out on a route. So he's the guy here out of Kmet. Kmet's got a block to the outside. So we're leaving Braxton and Tevin to block kind of 3 there. And it's just an absolute mess. By the time, because Branch, again, on the run blitz, was that 3 times already so far? We've seen 3 run blitzes by Branch so far. And then just because Lewis goes away, Braxton Jones, I don't know who Braxton's going to block. It's just... And you get Fields and Foreman killed here. I mean, look how late this is as well, because that motion goes across. We're going to snap straight off that. I mean, you can see the hitch kick. It really does give someone like Hutchinson, you watch him hitch his leg the second time, you know it's time to go. There's the second hitch. There goes the ball. I'm off and running. Kmet can't get that. Hutchinson free to run through completely. Foreman can't get out of the way. Branches, it's just such a fucking mess. Pardon my language. It's again. So again, we just do the typical thing, yeah, where we're gonna look at numbers, bearing in mind that we know it's an RPO, but we're gonna send our best blocking tight end, Mercedes Lewis, out to try and from the inside position, nearest to the quarterback. He's going to be the guy that goes, not the outside guy. We're going to send this guy away, leaving a 2-meter gap there, or 2 yards. Sorry, I know you're American, most of you. 2 yards. So he just goes. It's just, what is Braxton Jones doing? His head's down. Look, all of his weight's forward. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Answers on a postcard to WTF@bears@hallis.com, because that's just an absolute mess. So commit in motion. You see safety roll down. So 1 rolls down, 1 replaces. Half field zone. Again, Okuda on the outside. On the outside, looks like cover 3. All they're doing is it's just an exchange of safeties. But here you get this bunch, for this rub release, this sort of man beater release, but it's zone this time. So again, look at the way they're coming off the ball on the line there. So good. Again, this play isn't going to make that many highlights, I don't think. But that, for blocking up front, is pretty damn good. Khalil Herbert, one man to beat. I guess again, it's like it's over in a heartbeat. This is like a quick play. But under centre, again, the difference between pistol is, first of all, the QB has the ball in hand straight away. Again, sort of focus yourself on these dudes, these three here, because that's really the key, the point of attack. And Darnell Mooney is a fantastic blocking wide receiver. So this time Komet does stay at home. And so because Komet stays at home, then we should, and I think this what's supposed to happen, is I think EQ, because you can't hold on like that EQ. If he's blitzing, which he is, just go and get Acquara, because if you go and get Acquara, guess what happens? Cole's taking that, that's taking that, and then look what happens. If he just comes in here, gets a block on, all of a sudden Herbert's away. That's the difference. It's like, I think you've got to try and keep it simple when you've had a lot of turnover on your offensive line. You've got to try and keep it, what we can block, run what we can block, because you're going to be more effective doing that than trying to make up things. Again, 32 up at the line of scrimmage, in advance of the linebackers. If this doesn't tell you intent, sorry, here he is, 32. So now you've got two safeties rolled down. You've got 32 branch there and another safety rolled down into the box there. So again, just count up your numbers in the box versus what we've got. We're in shotgun. So as he bails to the outside kind of looks cover three. Again, zone action, Fields pulls. And again, so this time we're going to see EQ have just basically like a pin block. So all his job is whoever sort of pursues Fields is to get a pin block in. Does a pretty good job, to be honest. So then what we've got is we've got DJ Moore coming and sort of staying low. We've got Cole Komet higher. We've got a pin block here. And then you've got Mooney on like a deeper drag. So outside release and then goes around the back. So this is what I'm talking about with these levels and zones, because it's his zone, it's cover three. So you got safety out to short flat. Okay, this guy's waiting. He's never going to catch up with Mooney from there, is he? 23. He's never going to catch up with Mooney because it's cover three, and we've got a cover three threat here. We've got a flat threat here, and then that means Mooney coming over the top. So it's the right read. So what Fields is doing is saying, okay, what's this guy doing? Where's that guy gone? Because he knows he's got one high. See him stay square to the line of scrimmage, and then look at that for a ball. Just brilliant. But this is the sort of play that I've been screaming for Getsy to put in. Is like zone action. There's your levels concept. It's smart enough to sit to make him bite up even further. So DJ Moore says, right, I'm going to sit. There goes Mooney. There goes Komet. See, then you've got 1, 2, 3 on your levels, if you will. Look at that for a ball. I can't tell you how hard it is to sprint to your left. You can try doing it. If you've got a ball, sprint to your left, turn your body, open up your hips, plant your foot, whip the ball to a moving vehicle. Just try and do it. Try and do it. Because that's fantastic stuff. Again, pass blocking up front. Nice double. Not really a lot to do, it's just zone action. EQ actually gets a really important block here. So he had a good game at Equanimity St. Brown. DJ Moore sits, linebacker bites up. So Fields has that on. But what he's actually going to do is kind of put the ball there. I mean, look where Mooney's going. And body position, and then look at this. Absolute rotation on the ball. What a dart. In stride. Away you go. Justin Fields can't throw, so I'm told. 106, 169 yards. Whoop-de-doo. Okay, you do realise how many times we had the ball starting at the halfway line. You do realise we had 50 runs. I'm going to make an example of you, the ghost of whatever the hell, the ghost of Judah tribe. I'm going to make an example of you because you're coming on, you're being silly, and you've got a narrative, and you're not taking any appreciation of the context, which is what we do with the tape here. I'm not trying to tell you what to think. I'm showing you the context. The context is we had 4 turnovers where we started near the midfield line, which means you've only got 40 yards to work with. Then you can add to that. I'm going to put myself on screen now. I'm going to force you to watch me. Here I am. Then we started near the halfway line more often than not because we've had all those turnovers. Then we ran the ball for over 50 plays in total. Fields had over 100 yards rushing. So it's 269 yards he had in total, 169 passing. Whoop-de-doo, 169 passing. He had a 45-yarder dropped. He overthrew by 2 yards, another 50 yards. That would have put him over 300 yards and 100 yards rushing with 2 more completions, which were both, those throws were both on. And one of them should have been caught. The other one should have been a better throw. That's the only thing you can really call him on. There was one bad throw to the left sideline where he put it right on the sideline, and that was it. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's about the context. So, by all means, have your narrative. Go on whichever other show you want to do. When he runs over 100 yards, how many games have we won? Well, none, because we're in a team that's been losing because of defense. Honestly, it's just, I'm going to put you in a timeout because it's just boring, to be honest. And let's put you in a little timeout because it's boring, you're distracting. And to be honest, I don't have time for it. So we'll leave it at that. Context is what we're looking at here. So blocking up front, again, reading, he can't do it. He can't do it, he says. So he sees the outside bail. So again, the technique is he's seen an outside bail. He's got outside leverage. So he knows this is some sort of zone. He knows he's got an out and a deeper route over the top. Well, actually, it's just a sit. So it's an out. And look how quick he's... You want to talk about anticipation. He always talks about throwing with an A. It's a big A. This is a big A because it's literally, look, decisions made now is just at the stem. Ball's on its way. He's at the stem. Right on the sideline. DB can never get anywhere near it. Real dart. Equanimous St. Brown. Great pass. Yeah, well, I mean, you are what you put on tape, and that's the same for Justin Fields. It's the same for people like the ghost of Judah tribe or whatever the hell he's called. He's in a timeout now. I've got no time for nonsense, and that's nonsense what he was saying. So there we go. You're welcome. I mean, hopefully the the IQ in chat goes up a little bit now. He's muted. Yeah, Fields is getting the ball out faster. Whoops, sorry, I didn't mean to put that up twice. That's the one I wanted to put up. So just go back to there. There goes that switch. I mean, that tells you it's zone under because no one moves. Again, pass protection. We get a dropped head here by Nate Davis, but he does pretty well. And then Lucas Patrick gets absolutely beaten like a drum. And it's a 3-step drop and throw, and Patrick almost doesn't hold up for 2 seconds. Look at this ball. Right on him, right to his hands, 2 feet in. Fantastic stuff. Whoops, still got that comment up, haven't I? Well, Foster, I'd quite happily put you up against the Ghost of Judah tribe or whatever the hell he's called, and I think you'd win that every day of the week, if I'm being honest. Because at the end of the day, it's a low bar. My apologies. Oh, we're just seeing this one. Sorry, we don't want to see that again. So again, in terms of pre-snap information, I mean, again, numbers, they're quite clearly, branches up yet again to blitz. This is just, This was on the yeah. Well, I mean, he'll get blocked next time he does it. I'll give people a chance and then they show what they are. Yeah, I've got no time for it at the end of the day. What I'd also have no time for, see that little segue there? What I also have no time for is where you've got a one tech, this dude, completely unblocked, and you have three. Bearing in mind it's an unbalanced lines. You got a right tackle over here at left tackle, outside of three centre, guard, and tackle pulling when there's a one tech to block, and we wonder why stuff like that happens. Again, when I talk about Getsy getting too cute, it's just this is just ridiculous. Sorry, three tech. Is it a three tech? So he can't quite believe it. I think he thinks it's a screen or something. The way they all disappear from him, he thinks it's a screen until he sees Justin turn and hand the ball off to the running back. What I do like here is watch this. This is the one thing to watch. This block right here. The one positive thing on this play, Nate Davis absolutely burying the one tech. Look at that. Smash. Mercedes Lewis gets down to his guy. Those two guys take a bow. Nate Davis and Mercedes Lewis take a bow, but the rest of it is just ridiculous. Bruce says he wants it simple and fast, yet the offense is too foolish to complicated for consistent education. It doesn't even seem to have a consistent scheme. We have like 30, 40 plays out of pistol. We have so many out of shotgun. We've got some at 11 personnel, some at 12, some at 13 personnel. It's just there seems to be no rhyme or reason to what we're doing. I think it's like, I don't really want to say his name, but the bald-headed Dennis menu waving narcissistic prick of a head coach that we used to have. I think you can probably guess who I'm talking about from that description. You tell me. But anyway, that guy who's thankfully gone, he had a list of 50, 60,000 plays that he drew up on the back of a pizza box each week. Stuck some of them to his walls, and some of them he unfortunately brought in to I'm just going to hide you on the channel now because it's just I've given you a chance, the ghost of Judah Tribe, and you're just going to get hidden now. So, yeah, when you're just drawing stuff up, bearing in mind this is third and 15, by the way. These are the routes we've got for 3rd and 15. So we know we don't wait, first of all, to see what the alignment is because we're so close to the snap, having to snap the ball, that as soon as he gets over there, motion comes in and we're trying to get a man-beating release, but he's so far detached over the top of that. And we've got, what's he, 5th or 6th? We've got, congratulations, we've guessed which coach I was talking about. That definitely is him. That's definitely the one. I think you've got the idea of who it was we're talking about. But anyway, this play here, we're asking. We got wide receiver number 4 and 5, 6 to this side of the field. Obviously, Cole Kmet in the slot again. Has to block Hutchinson 1-on-1. Does a decent job and then releases. So the flat linebacker's got to go with him. So we've got 2 flats. So chip, release. We kind of got a deep and over and like a go, but there's nothing really that there's no real sort of like there's no mesh to beat man. There's no levels concept. It's covered one high. They've got it covered deep. They're over the top of everything here. You could say you could throw that high and wide to Equinemius St. Brown, but it's Equinemius St. Brown. DJ Moore's coming into the middle of the field. Middle of the field is definitely closed. Route-wise, there's not a lot of options on for Justin Fields here. I mean, you could, in theory, 3rd and 15, you could throw this, kind of down here somewhere. And he thinks, you see him hitch. He thinks about it. But then Justin comes out the back, tries to work something around. We get a flag on the field here. I'm not sure what that was for. Was it for holding DJ Moore? I've got no idea what the refs are in that flag. But anyway, Justin's getting out the back of the pocket. And then Roshan has the sense to just push deep rather than trying to block or whatever, to push deep because we've got no safety over this side of the field. So he has a sense to push deep, which is going to leave Fields because obviously the line of scrimmage is here. That's the marker. So we don't want to go in front of that for the throw there. But that's where we've got to get to. And then Fields does this, which is, and this is fourth quarter, by the way. Yeah, I mean, what you want to be is you want to be multiple. And I keep saying it. The new coaches have got to be multiple. They've got to be able to make an offense or a defense work in multiple ways because you're not always going to have the same players. You're not going to be able to keep your best players. I mean, a lot of people have complained about the fact he did a little dance at the end of it. Why not? It was a fantastic conversion on 3rd and 15. We were up at this point of the game. I mean, look at the movement here in the pocket. Look at the patience. Bearing in mind, he's got to wait for people to get to the depth where he can. And, I talked about him. He's thinking about throwing it to – you see that hitch there? He's thinking about throwing it right there to Equanimous St. Brown. He thinks, I can't really get it there. That's not clearing. I mean, that's quite clearly that's covered. You can see it at the top of the screen. Fields comes out of that twist, gets out of the way, says Roshan, go downfield, all the room you want. And then he gets 3rd and 15, turns into a 35-yard run. Yeah, and people are complaining. You have to look at the mentality and say, what is it? What is it we're expecting of this team? What is it we want to get from a quarterback when what he's having called for him by his play caller seems to lack any rhyme or reason? If it's lacking rhyme or reason for him, it's going to be difficult for your line to be consistent. Feeney in at centre again. This was the last but one possession for the Bears. Bearing in mind, they've been run blitzing all day. The DBs have been down in the box, have been run blitzing all day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got 3 tight ends on the field. There's virtually no threat of a pass. 1 safety stays high. Up in press. Up close to the line of scrimmage. And we're in shotgun to run the ball. If you're going to make it obvious to run the ball, at least give yourself an option. Why are you doing an RPO look on that with that handoff? Who are you going to RPO? Just thinking about the design, if I'm asking Getsy, why have you got him in shotgun? Why are they then making him do an RPO look when we've got no one? No one's pressing downfield. No one's getting off the line of scrimmage. No one's buying that Fields is going to hold on to that ball. Look at them. They're just all, it's like, everyone shoot a gap. Everyone blitz. And you're trying to run into that. And you're not expecting that when you're sending 3 tight ends and 1 back, so not even a lead out of the backfield where you can, when we get back to this sort of view, when you can count your numbers. If you got him under center, let's say Justin Fields is under center. Let's say, for argument's sake, this, instead of being Tonyan, is blazing game and it's I formation or an offset I or something. So you've still got your 2 tight ends here. You've got an offset I to here, which means you can threaten this side. You can pull. You can trap. You know what I mean? So if you've got a 1 there, you can pull around the back of that. You can get down to here, move that. Trap kicks out. Fullback comes and leads. You know what I mean? You can do all sorts of things. Or if your numbers are like this side, if your numbers are like to this side of the field, and then you can, your fullback can still come from that position. So reverse, open pivot, fullback comes under and leads, take a hezzy step and then go that way. So it's a counter with everyone blocking down, counter, fullback leading off the. Do you know what I mean? There's so many things you could do, but we go out of shotgun so everyone can see the snap. And then we make Fields do like an RPO kind of handoff. And, there's the gap. Where are we going to run? Bless him, Darnell Wright shoves his guy. I mean, you can't blame Lewis and Komet and Tonyan for their effort. You're just putting them on a hide into nothing. You're putting him on a hide into nothing. Literally, it's just the most dense series. This whole series was, and look at Feeney. So we've been suffering Lucas Patrick. Feeney gets up on the Smurf. You see him? Branch. Slippery little bugger. Feeney gets down to him. Davis gets his man. If anything, really, the only thing you could say is if Herbert goes there, he's got a chance. But it's designed to go in there. And what this RPO kind of hand, it just makes no sense. I literally cannot defend this play. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, what is it that you're trying to do? Because it just doesn't make any sense. O-line looks very good. Well, I mean, some of the O-line look quite godly, I will say. So yeah, I think Feeney is better than Patrick anyway. I mean, so I think Patrick being injured and him not being under contract next year. But I would still be tempted to put Feeney as the reserve. Look at the way Nate Davis comes off the ball here. I mean, at the end of the day, we haven't learned from the last play. So the only difference on the formation is rather than we had like Tonyan over here, you remember? We had Tonyan over here and we had the halfback here instead. So we had Tonyan here, we had halfback here. This time we've gone, no, we're going to really confuse them now. We're going to put the tight end over there and we're going to put the halfback over here. No one will think that we're going to run into a 9-man box with this play. Let's go in shotgun. It's a decent snap, right exactly where you want it. Look at the way Davis comes off the ball. Look at Tevin Jenkins fighting. Look at Mercedes Lewis fighting. Look at Darnell Wright fighting. The only thing we've got here is like we do legitimately have an RPO kind of look here to read, but he's sensible. He comes up 1 yard, stays his width, and then he can crash down. That's exactly the way that you play it. Fields can't really pull that. So he has to hand it off, and it's just like, again, Lucas Patrick, if you need to double here, you've got to take the immediate threat. If you need to double there before you go there, then that's what you got to do, fella. He leaves him, play side. Tev's doing his best. Nothing. 2nd and 10 at the end of the day. Why the hell would you take the ball at your playmaker's hand? Well, damned if I know. But we do. Good to see you there, Plank. Feeney's an earth mover, but he wasn't good enough for our coaching staff. Yeah, well, same as Doug Kramer. Doug Kramer played well in the preseason, but he hasn't had a chance. I mean, I love the way this really is the combination at the moment for that. I want to see Doug Kramer in there because I'm pretty sure he's going to be every bit as good. But I was impressed with what we saw from Feeney. So again, it gets down on Anzalone, again getting movement. But it's just, this is a 2nd and 10 play. This is a 2nd and 10 play in a critical, you've got to get a first down. All we need to do is get a first down. Just unbelievable. And then you know which play we're going to finish on. Right. So one of the things that people have been saying is that DJ Moore wouldn't have got a first down if he goes, because we're going to get a stacked release because we're going to get a motion in. People are saying he's not going to get a first down. That's the safety that's going to roll down over the top of him one-on-one. Are you telling me DJ Moore one-on-one when we've just seen a play where he beat 4 people to get an extra 8 yards on 3rd and 9 to get a first down? He wouldn't get it. And again, a little bit... bless him, Cole Komet. He's just literally driving Anzalone off the line of the scrimmage. And to be honest, it looks like he's being held. But at this point, right there, because that's a man beater. That's a man beater there. Safety's going over the top. But I said it at the time. Fields is looking left because he sees that go deep. He knows that's underneath. He's got him one-on-one. He's already beat him. There's no way that safety's going to get there. At this point, with the speed he's going, there is no way that safety can get over it. There is no way this safety can get over this ball down here somewhere. There's no way. This guy is trailing DJ Moore in man. So it is man with a safety robber. So it is actually a robber. So it is a safety robber. I actually said to someone on Twitter it wasn't a robber. It is a robber. But it is a safety robber over the top. But it is basically one-on-one to DJ Moore at this point. You put that ball here to DJ Moore one-on-one with this dude. But I'm not going to threaten. I'm not going to slate QB1 for taking this because that's a touchdown. And if you notice, why he does that press to the outside, it's almost like it's inside release. So he gets inside release, gets him beat on the inside release, but you see this step here. So he takes a jab step there, and then he kind of goes again to that side there, and then tries to straighten up. He just needs to run straight. And then, you see him short stepping. So long stride, short step. And then we get another pitter patter. Deceleration. That's deceleration there. Look, stride, pitter patter. Oh shit, I've got to stride again. Oh God, now I need to accelerate. And it's that close, people. If he just runs through that, if he doesn't do any of this pitter-patter, he catches the ball at the 30 and he's in. Look at that, right on the 30. If we don't get this here, this part from here, from here to here, we get all these little pitter-patter steps. If he just runs, he's got 3 yards on him. It's probably a touchdown. And again, look at where Fields' eyes are. You're seeing that safety and that safety. Absolutely. And then Mooney's going there. DJ Moore's across. That's the robber over the top there. This guy's never going to get there. But this guy is also, he's never going to get over the top of that. The safety that's over this side of the field is never going to get over there. I'm absolutely not going to have an issue with Justin Fields throwing an absolutely fantastic ball. Look, pitter-patter. There, look, as he comes into screen. Jab, slow. You see, look, half a yard, a yard, and then it's like, and then he falls off at the end. Even if he falls that way. If he just goes forward at this point, which is where he's going, he catches the ball, but he falls that way. He falls away from the ball. If he just falls forward, if he just keeps going on the track that he's on there, he catches the ball. Still, and this is a better angle to show this kind of rub here with DJ Moore coming around the back of it. So as that you get that there, look, you see it's clear under the back. And this guy's going already. So I guess why Fields isn't throwing it, because he's saying he's absolutely jetting already, look. But you will have DJ Moore one-on-one to get a first down with that safety. And I would have fancied that. But all he's got to do is keep running on that path, not slow down. I mean, look at these steps here. And then he kicks his own heel, and then again, and now he's sort of kind of falling over. And then why I just don't get it. All he's got to do is stay on the inside shade of these numbers. He catches that and he's in for a touchdown. Never mind. I'm not sure which hurts worse, live or slowed down to really focusing on the bad coaching. It's I can only apologise, Plank. I can only apologise, my friend. It is what it is. This is me. I'm Bellissimo. That was the Bears. That was Bears offense. You put in the chat. Be respectful. Put your reasons why. Hopefully, from what you've watched today, you'll have made your mind up as to whether you think it's on Fields, whether you think it's on Tyler Scott, which I think he's asking a bit much of a rookie. I think it was a good decision at the end of the day to throw that ball. Yeah, you could have thrown it to DJ Moore. I actually said I would have thrown it to DJ Moore because that's my playmaker. I would have thrown it there. But I don't blame Fields at all for giving his rookie a chance to make a play, because if he catches that and goes in for a touchdown, what do you think that does for his confidence the rest of the year? Fantastic throw, great decision. Getsy really stuffed us. Fourth quarter, the defense and the offense in the fourth quarter just horrific. I'm going to show the defense as well, because that was just as bad. Yeah, I mean, that's where I'm coming down, Ron. I believe it's on the coaching. Put in the comments, what you liked, what you didn't like. What did you think of Dan Feeney? What did you think of Mercedes Lewis? Equanimous St. Brown's performance, I thought he played well. Tevin Jenkins played really well. Darnell Wright played really well. Cole Kmet played well as an inline blocker. Not very good on the one blocks. There's a lot to like. What I did like about Getsy is that he called more levels concepts and east-west floods with some crosses thrown in every now and again. I'd just like to see a higher level of that. The offense in the passing game being based off that, off both run looks, I formation, under center, occasional shotgun with RPO looks. You can do it off all of it, really. But what we don't want to do is start throwing in pistol because we can throw in pistol, or we'll have a wishbone with tight ends in the backfield, or we'll put 3 tight ends on the field and then have it out of shotgun. That sort of stuff is clown show stuff. It really is ridiculous. This is me. I'm Bellissimo. It says at the bottom of the screen. If you're enjoying the content, please like, subscribe, put notifications on and share, and you can join me live in the chat again. Great to see you, Plank. Hope you enjoyed it. This is me, Bellissimo, saying thanks for being with me, and take care of each other and bear down. We're going to put an outro on. We'll do this one.